record it. Hey, Meg. All right, guys. So it is Wednesday, May 11th, and this is our team call for Team Fit and Fulfilled. And tonight's call, I'm going to talk about, I want to say this in my own way, about being you and being unique and how you can use your best and worst assets, I guess you could say, to set yourself apart in what is a growing community of Facebook coaches, Beachbody coaches. So my friend, Jamie Messina, I don't know if any of you follow Jamie on Facebook, but Jamie Messina is a coach on the Dream Team. She's one of Melanie's coaches as well. She's from Boston. Her story is basically about how she has gained confidence since becoming a coach. Anyway, she did a call up last week about not being a basic bitch. So have you guys all heard like this term, like don't be a basic bitch? So I'm probably a basic bitch because I didn't even hear it. And so I'm like starting to understand what it is. But anyway, so Jamie told me last week, like she's doing this call and I'm like, what? Like she's just very outside of the box. So she shared it with me today and I was like, oh my gosh, like I want to share this with my team. And I was about to say to her, I'm just going to mute you guys. Sorry. Yeah, hold on one second. I have to do it separately for some reason. Sorry. Okay, so I was about to say to her, hey, Jamie, this call is awesome. Like, can I use your slides? And I was like, dude, that's like as basic as it gets to use her slides. So let me just give you a little bit of background in case you don't know what basic means. So basically to be basic, a basic B, means that you just kind of follow everybody else. You do everything everyone else is doing it simply because they're doing it, whether it's, following whatever trend or just, you have to have Starbucks because everyone has Starbucks, or you have to have Uggs because everyone has Uggs, or you just kind of do what everybody's doing it because they're doing it, not necessarily because you believe in it. Like you say the things that people say, like it's just very cliche. So how does that apply to Beachbody? So the thing is, like I said, Beachbody is a growing community, right? And when you signed up to be a Beachbody coach, we all have different reasons for doing that, but essentially, oh my God, my knees look really weird. This isn't my boobs. That's weird. What the hell? Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm out of freaking control. Anyway, so, holy crap. All right. So when you signed up to be a Beachbody coach, obviously you were like, I want to help people, right? But so, everyone is that way. We all signed up for different reasons, right? And our stories are all different. And it's almost like, if you compare it to like the layers of an onion, like it's forever unfolding. When I think about my story and why I signed up in the beginning to what it's evolved into now, it's like every time I turn around, there's like a new layer to the story. It's, it's my kids, it's my finances, it's my desire to be more fulfilled. It's my desire to find something that I'm passionate about. It's my desire to set an example for my kids and be healthy. It's a desire to fight the heart disease that runs in my family. Like there's so much to that story that sets me apart, aside from the fact that I want to help people, because obviously everyone who's on this team wants to help people, right? So when you're thinking about not being basic, like when you are a Beachbody coach, you cannot be a basic bitch. You can't, because this network of coaches is ever growing. And, if you sit and think about it, you're like, holy crap, like I'm one of, let's say, I think it's like near 500,000 coaches, right? That's insane. And you can sit and be like, well, how can I be successful if there's that many of us? Like, is it's too saturated? And here's your answer. The reason and the way that you're going to be successful is by being yourself. So, and especially I wanted to share this because I think that it's something that applies to all coaches, whether it's a coach like me who is 2 years plus into the business, or a coach like Megan who signed up yesterday. This applies to each of you because there are so many coaches out there, and because there are so many resources out there, it's very easy to become a cookie cutter basic coach. It's very easy to take a script and use it. It's very easy to see a top coach post something and say, copy, paste, post. But you don't want to do that, because if you do that, then why does someone want you as their coach when they can have Melanie Mitro as their coach, or have me as their coach, or have, anyone as their coach? Why are they going to choose you? So when you sit to create your posts, or when you're sitting and you're having your conversations, or you're doing any of these things to build your business, you want to think, what is setting me apart? What is making me desirable? What is making, it so that when someone scrolls through their newsfeed and sees my post, they stop and read them? And there's so much that can go into that. It can be your content. It can be your tone and your delivery. It can be the aesthetics of your pictures. It can be your live videos. It can be how real and open and honest and raw you are. And I think all of those things, as long as you are being you and you're being true to that. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't grow and change and evolve, because you are absolutely going to do that as a coach. Like, there are going to be seasons in your life. There are going to be times that you're going to change so much, because this business truly, like, I can't even tell you, has changed my life so much. So I'm definitely not the coach that I was when I signed up 2 years ago. And my posts have definitely evolved, and I continue to grow and change, and my message changes. But there's an element of me that still stays the same. There's an element of me that's still me. I'm not trying to be someone else. Now, that's not to say that you wouldn't look back on my Facebook posts from, the past 2 years and see some that I was like, being basic and taking whatever the other person was doing and doing it because it was working for them. But the thing is, what works for one person may not work for you, because you have to take it and make it your own. So what I'm going to talk about tonight is just that. I'm going to kind of break it down and give you guys some examples, and hopefully this makes sense to you, and you can then take it and apply it to your own business and it'll help you be successful. So like I said, everybody is in this business because they want to inspire. They want to help people. They want to help people be better and healthier. And I apologize, I don't normally have notes that I'm following, but I just wanted to make sure that I covered all of these things. So I'm kind of glancing to the side. So again, what sets you apart? So first of all, I think the thing that I try to really, and even more so recently, do is to be as transparent as possible. So, when you're in a business like this, where you're supporting people and they're putting their trust in you, I've said this on calls before. I don't know if you guys have heard me, but I've said, like, when it comes to your health and your weight loss and your nutrition and your confidence, like, that's a really personal thing. So don't take lightly the fact that people are investing in you financially, and also just they're putting their trust in you to support them in this journey in bettering themselves. Like, so they're doing that because they feel like they can trust you. So you need to be transparent, and that's going to allow them to see that they can trust you. And again, that doesn't mean that you're, eating a bag of spinach in your car in a parking lot. That means that if you're eating French fries, like, be real about it, be transparent about it. Like, and that's something that I aim to do. I aim to be more transparent in my posts and in my conversations. And Facebook Live has really helped me to do that, because I can be so off the cuff. And Jenna, that's what I was talking about. Like, there was a time when I would look at other coaches and I would watch videos I can remember watching videos from top coaches who were talking about, like, you need to have the perfect lighting, and you need to have, like, your props set up behind you, and this and that and the other thing, and when you're doing your videos. And I think that there's an element of that can help you to be successful, and there's a purpose for that. And I'll talk about kind of branding and aesthetics in a second. But then I thought about it, and I was like, here's the deal. When I'm posting, the purpose of my posts is to inspire people, to get people to join my challenge groups, to get people to make changes in their lives, to get them to be comfortable with me, and to get them also to join my team. So if I'm being false and I'm, clearing off an area in my house to make it look perfect, then I'm not portraying who I am, and then I'm not going to attract who I want to attract. Like, the vibe that you put out is going to attract the tribe that you want to have. So do you want people who are, perfect and have a perfectly kept house? Fine. But for me, like, that's not me. So, whatever. So I got away from that, and I was like, here's the deal. Like, if I'm making videos, I'm going to make a live video when I'm my sweaty self in the morning, and no makeup, and my hair's a mess, and there's toys behind me, and you might see a diaper lying around, because that's me, and it's real and it's raw. And I feel like the people that I attract appreciate that, because I'm not pretending to be something that I'm not. And I don't, I also think whenever I'm posting, I think, like, what would I be interested in, and what would I be inspired by and not threatened by? Because again, you're putting your trust in people. So or I'm sorry, people are putting their trust in you. So if they feel like you're perfect, they're not going to be comfortable approaching you, unless that's something that they aspire to be, which is, fine too. But again, it's about being transparent. It's about being true to yourself. And now that's not to say, and I don't want you to get confused by this, that's not to say that you're going on and you're talking about like how terrible your life is and, and posting all these awful things, because to be honest, like even if that is real, and trust me, like there are days where shit hits the fan and my life is like not, all rainbows and butterflies, but I don't post about it. And here's why. I don't think there's anyone out there who wants to read my rants unless I can say, holy crap, I just had the day from hell, but here was the message in my mess. And I can kind of turn it around and put a positive spin on it so that if someone is going through a similar situation, they can see how I got through it and they can be inspired by that. Does that make sense? So again, staying real and not necessarily focusing on the highlight reel, but using that mess to deliver a message. Like a couple of weeks ago, I have suffered with anxiety and depression, and it's not something that I really talk about on social media because it's just, I never really felt like there was a time or a place for it. And as I've told most of you, if you're my personally sponsored coaches especially, I really was not present on social media before becoming a coach. Like I never posted on Facebook ever. So, to see where I've come so right now, you're probably like, really? I've come really far, but because of, it was very calculated with my business. And in the beginning, even I would say like, well, I did it because of my business or whatever. So I never really felt a need to talk about things like that, things that are really, really kind of, I guess, at the root of who I am. But I've realized that like, that is who I am. And that is part of my journey. And that is part of my struggle with my health and my fitness too. And because of the fact that I attract so many moms, I felt like this was something I needed to talk about. So after I had Emmy, I struggled a lot. My anxiety and depression flared up again. Like I started having it in college and then it went away and I had it really under control. And I've always been able to kind of control it with my nutrition and with my workouts. And I talk about, I always talk about training for sanity, not for vanity. But there was just one day when I felt like, this is a message I need to share. So I hopped on Facebook Live. I had, I was not looking my best. It was a rainy day. I was like tired, whatever. And I just talked about it and I was just open and raw. And again, I just think that when you do that, there are going to be people who roll their eyes at you, but guess what, guys? People are going to judge you regardless of what you put out there. Someone's going to judge you for something, whether it's the color of this shirt, the fact that my knees look like boobs, or the fact that I'm talking about anxiety and depression. People are going to judge you, So you have to quiet that noise and quiet that fear to know that there's that one person who maybe is struggling with anxiety and depression that day, or whatever it is that you're talking about. Don't think that you have to talk about anxiety and depression, but struggling with whatever it is, there's that one person out there whose life you're going to make a difference in, whether they're going to be your customer or not. Like, so that's kind of your mission. And that's where you have to separate yourself from being basic. So that's kind of, I'll speak my piece on that and then be done. So again, that was about being transparent and being open and honest. And when you do that and you're unrestricted, like it just brings people to you and you attract people. The next thing is, and again, this is all going to kind of tie into each other, but the next thing is being fearless. So to do something like that, and half the posts that I make on social media, it takes like being fearless, inviting people to be in my challenge groups, like reaching out to people and inviting them to be in a challenge group. That takes some guts, and you can get kind of like nervous about doing it. And sometimes your fear stops you. And then they say like, it's the start that stops most people. So when I say be fearless, it doesn't mean that you don't have fear. It means that you have fear, but you do it anyway, because you know that on the other side of that fear is something amazing. And so like, think even to each of you that are on this call right now, if your coach, whether it's me or somebody else, was not fearless and did not invite you or did not make a post that attracted you into this, where would you be right now? Like you wouldn't be here, right? So, that's what I always think about when I get caught up in anything about coaching. I think to myself, what if, and my coach is Melanie, what if Melanie didn't post about, being a coach and the coach opportunity? Or what if she didn't send me a random friend request? So for those of you guys who don't know my connection to Melanie Mitro, who is the #1 coach in the company, I was not connected to her. I was connected to a girl I went to high school with who was doing T25. who happened to find Melanie on her blog. And when I asked the girl about T25, she tagged Melanie in the post, and Melanie sent me a friend request, and that was it. And she didn't reach out to me. She didn't do anything. She just sent me a friend request, and I started watching her. And at the same time, I was struggling to get my own crap together with my, nutrition and with my workouts, because Grayson was an infant, and I just watched her. And she just did the same things that I do each and every day. She just posted her workouts, posted her tips, posted about her life. And I was really attracted to it. She was a mom, just like me. She had been a former teacher, just like me. She, wanted to stay home with her kids, just like me. And I just kept watching and watching, and I didn't interact with her posts because I didn't know her. So I wasn't liking. So when you make a post and you put it out there and then you're like, crap, no one liked it, it doesn't mean people don't like it. I loved what she was saying. I just didn't have the guts to say anything to her at first because I didn't know her. And like I said, social media wasn't like I Facebook scrolled and that was it. So finally I got over the fear and I reached out to her and was like, hey, what's the deal? And that's how I got into coaching. So I think about that when I make posts and I struggle to send a message to invite someone, or I struggle to put my message out there about coaching in any way. And I honestly, to be completely honest, when it comes to posting, I don't have any fear anymore. I just post. I think about when I make a post on Facebook or on Instagram or on a live video or on YouTube or anything, I don't think about who's watching. I think about the former me. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but I think about who I used to be and what would I want to hear? What would I want to see that would motivate me? And that's where my stuff comes from. And I just think there is someone out there like me, like the me that was there 2 years ago struggling, who needs to hear what I have to say. So that's kind of about being fearless. Just get over it. You're going to have the fear, but you're going to do it anyway. And when it comes to posting, post it, close out of it, walk away, or send a message, close out. I literally, guys, I hate to send messages to people. I don't know. So if I send a message to someone that makes me feel uncomfortable, I'll type the message, I'll close the box as fast as I freaking can and get out of Dodge. And then just see what happens, So you just have to kind of do it anyway. And sometimes it's exhilarating. So that's being fearless. And then, like I said, the whole message of this is not to be basic and to be you. Like I said, there are so many coaches, and I will encourage you, if I haven't already, I'll encourage you to watch other coaches, to look at who are the top coaches and who are the rising top coaches, and see what they're doing on social media. Because check out their Facebook, check out their Instagram, check out their their blogs or their YouTubes, and see what their styles are, because you're going to find the people that you click and connect with, and you can kind of take that as inspiration. But don't get so caught up in that you play that you just copy what they do. I saw this happen today. So Bonnie Engel is, I think she's number 2 in the company right now. She's 24 years old, super cute. She's been a coach for 2 years and is killing it. She's every picture is literally that's her face in every single picture, but she's super cute. She's a blonde, she's tiny, she's full of energy, whatever. She's great. So I look at her page for inspiration just to kind of see what she's doing. And I'll kind of make a mental note, oh, Bonnie said this, I could do something like that. Or I could take whatever, I like her style or her colors or her ID, whatever. But I saw a post she did today, and it said something in the past, I've spent money on traveling and concert tickets and Starbucks runs and blah, 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 and basically she was talking about how she spent $140 to start this business and yada, yada, yada. It was the best money she spent. She would spend it over and over, blah, blah, blah. And I made a mental note of it, and I was like, that's a good post. I could do something like that, talking about the cost of the challenge pack versus where it's brought her, blah, blah, blah. Well, about 45 minutes later, if that, I went on Facebook and I saw another coach who literally copied and pasted that same text and posted it with her picture. Now, at least she posted her own picture, she didn't, but she literally took word for word what Bonnie said. And the problem with that is the chances of people following both this coach and Bonnie probably slim to none. But the thing is, just be you. Take what someone else says and take what works for them, but don't copy and paste their post, because that's freaking basic. And it's not going to work for you. because people, and for those of you who are teachers, like me, so I could pick up a kid's piece of writing, and even if you have kids, you might know this, like with your own kids, but I could pick up a kid's writing and I could read it and I would know who wrote it, because as we teach our kids in writing, it's about your voice, and you have a voice, you have what you sound like when you write. So if you're posting what Bonnie Engel wrote in her words, it's not going to sound like you, and people are going to be like, what's she talking about? This isn't how she speaks. Like, just take it and make it your own, and like kind of save it for a rainy day. Don't just take it and do it the same, like 40 minutes later. So, like I said, there's tons of stuff out there for inspiration, but don't just steal what someone had, because first of all, like, duplication is a great form of flattery, but like I said, just put your own spin on it, make it your own, whatever. That being said, the other thing is, you want to be motivational and you want to post motivational quotes. Something that I have found is that when I'm posting a motivational quote, if I find a quote, like let's say I'll search on Pinterest for a motivational quote, what I'll try to do is then, instead of just like saving the image and reposting it or screenshotting it and reposting it or whatever, I will take it and make it my own in some way. So what I would do is, like, let's say I find a great post, and I don't have one in front of me right now, but whatever. Let's say you find a great post. Take a picture of yourself, or take a picture of whatever it is that it relates to, whether it's like, a picture of your office, or a picture of, your food, or the mess in your house, whatever. Put the words over the picture using, Photify or WordSwag or some app, PicMonkey, whatever, and then like write a post that connects to it, versus just sharing that picture. Or if you are going to share a picture, and you don't want to, or if you're going to share a quote and you don't want to put your picture to it, you can still always doctor it up. Like, I have my logo that I'll slap on things, or I'll take a quote and I'll make it pretty on like a white background or a colored background in WordSwag. Like, there are ways to do that. I mean, that's not to say that there aren't going to be days where you don't have time to do that and you just want to get a message out there, or you really like a quote, and it's fine to do that. But just like I said, always put you behind this. I've had this conversation so many times. Like, I truly think we're blessed to be a part of this organization, because Beachbody does the legwork for us. Like, if you're a new coach or an old coach, not an old coach, but whatever, you know what I mean. That Beachbody has a ton of resources, and it just grows and grows and grows. And to be honest, sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want to overwhelm them with all this stuff, but there's so much good stuff I could share. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. Like, it's all there for us. So Beachbody, they create this content for us, and we could very easily just use it, but it's more helpful if you take it and make it your own. The other thing is, you can turn on the TV, and so can all of your network. Turn on the TV in the morning. I just did yesterday, and there's Shaun T with T25. Actually, this morning, Vivica A. Fox was promoting T25 on TV. You can see Shalene doing PIO. You can turn on the radio now and hear a Beachbody commercial. With my Self magazine, I opened it up and I saw a flyer for Beachbody On Demand, showing that you can subscribe to Beachbody On Demand, which is cool. Not to get off track, but it's cool because if you are an Emerald coach and you're hitting Success Club, you qualify for free customers. So anyone who gets that flyer and signs up for Beachbody On Demand could potentially be your customer. That's a side note for another day. But anyway, Beachbody is everywhere, right? They've got people who are really well-versed and well-trained in marketing, who put together these great images for their challenge packs, and put together these infomercials, and put together all this stuff. So that's what people are used to seeing. But the thing that sets us apart as coaches, the thing that makes people purchase through you as their coach versus going to beachbody.com or ordering from an infomercial, is you. And the thing that keeps people from ordering from me and then instead ordering from you is you. I even had someone a couple of months ago who, she was like a random girl friend requested me. And she was like, hey, and I reached out. I was like, hey, like, thanks for the friend request. Like, how'd you find me? And she was like, oh, I'm considering coaching. So I found you on Melanie's page and a few other people, and I'm just trying to see who would be the best fit for me as a coach. And I was like, wow, like, that's awesome. Like, she'll be an awesome coach because she knows she wants to do this, but she also knows that she wants to be connected to the right thing. And she wants to make sure that her story is going to click and connect to whoever her upline sponsor is, and they're going to support her. And so I thought it was cool, and it's true. Like, people, when they are looking for who they want to work with, whether it's because they want you to be their, coach for their fitness and nutrition, or their coach for their business, they're looking to see what you bring to the table and what you have to offer them. So just kind of keep that in mind, and don't be basic. Like, don't share stock images. Don't share, and I've said this to I think I was talking to Liz about different things with posting. And she had asked me like about transformations and this and that. And when you're a new coach and you don't necessarily have your own transformation, or if you've posted your transformation, you feel like you need to spice it up, you can take, first of all, we have a thread going in our team page with some transformations. I know mine are up. I think Shelby's are up, and a couple other people. So you could always take our transformations and write about them. But if you go on the Beachbody site, or you even search on Google for, T25 transformation or size transformation or whatever, if you share those images that aren't your own, I said this to Liz. Now, I don't know, and I'm going to share this on YouTube. I don't know if people are going to agree or disagree with me, but here's what I would do. If I share a transformation of Brittany who did, T25, and I've never met Brittany, but I go online and I see kind of her story, because usually when there's a picture, there's a story, and on the Beachbody website, there'll be a story like, oh, Brittany did T25 after she had her son. She couldn't lose the baby weight. She couldn't get to the gym. That's kind of my story. But anyway, I will go on Facebook, and when I share that post, I will say, like, check out my girl, Brittany, who blah, 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 because then it shows my value, and it kind of sounds like I know her versus just, I stole this picture from the internet. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of, I think the overall message of not being basic is just like, you are your brand. You are the thing that people are going to invest in. And it's your support and your personality that's going to drive people into this. It's the energy that you put out is going to be what attracts people to you or pushes them away from you. So just kind of keep that in mind. I hope this all makes sense to you guys. I'm just kind of looking through my notes to see if there's anything else that I want to say. Yeah, just set yourself apart. Also, when you're thinking about all these things, so one of the things I started to say was, when you're putting your posts out there, or you're putting your images out there, you also want to kind of think about what your, you want to stick to a theme as far as like the look of your posts. So, and if you're new, you will find this over time, but you want to kind of play around with how things look. So you want to find like your style for your pictures. So if you're going on and editing your pictures, I talked about Jamie in the beginning. Jamie, if you follow her on Instagram or Facebook, you'll notice that each of her pictures kind of uses the same filter and same coloring. You'll find that my pictures, for the most part, will have like the same kind of a filter, the same kind of colorings. Like my logo has like the pink and the grays, and sometimes I'll put some gold in there. Like, I try to kind of keep it a little bit consistent. I listened to Chalene Johnson, and she talked about her, if you go on her Instagram or her Pinterest, it's like gorgeous. She talked about how when you look at someone's Instagram, especially because all the pictures come up in a grid, she said that's kind of like your magazine, so like at quick glance, does it draw your eyes in? And like with all of this, there's so much noise on social media. Like, social media is pretty heavily saturated right now. So you have to really think about what's going to set you apart. And as I'm scrolling through, what's going to catch my eye about your posts? And is it going to be because it's bright? Your pictures are clear. They have like a really catchy filter. They have wording that looks, something like you want to look at. And I'm not artistic at all. And it's funny, I'm looking at Megan Darty, who is artistic, and I'm thinking like, oh, hers are going to be good. I don't have that natural ability. It's not one of my strong suits, but it's just something that I have, like, I've learned as I've gone, that I look at what other people do as far as the fact that it should be consistent. And then I look at what catches my eye. And also, like, for me, I don't know about you guys, but for me, color affects my mood a lot. So like when I post things and I do filters on things, or if I'm, like this morning I was doing Megan's announcement for her being a coach, and I was playing around with like what colors I would use for the banners and what colors would work, whatever. And I like was just kind of scrolling over the like prism of colors, and like this neon green came, and I was like, oh, like it literally made me like, ugh, like, ugh, ugh. So like I wouldn't use those colors, and some people it does, but I'll tell you, if you're posting on Facebook and you're doing like a challenge group ad and it's like this color, I'm going to keep scrolling. That's just me. I don't know like what the science is behind it, but that's just me. So find something that works for you, something that you think is visually appealing, because a lot of this too is like I said, when I craft my posts, I think about speaking to myself and my former me who would need my help. And so if you're doing that, like, and you're using those colors, you're also going to attract those people. And also too, like, think about, you know, maybe, like I said, when I first started out coaching, I was not the person that I am today. And, you know, I have grown so much through personal development. And if you're a new coach, I know you're just learning about that, but like through podcasts and books that I've read, and just to be honest, like surrounding myself with these people that are also coaches and with my challengers, and in this little happy bubble that I like to call it, I've grown so much. So in the beginning, I wasn't necessarily this positive person, and I'm not always, but I try to be. And so when I post, one of the reasons too that I don't post those negative ranting posts is because I don't want to attract those people to me. Now, that's not to say that I'm not always, like, I'm sure if Ryan were here, he'd be like, yeah, right, you're not always the most positive person, but I try to be, and I try to surround myself with positive people. So I don't want to ever put out the vibe that I'm not positive, because then I'm going to attract negative people to me, if that makes sense. And those are not the people that I want in my life. So also think about that. Think about the type of people that you want to coach. And as you start to build a team, think about the type of people you want on a team. Like, who do you want to work with? You're not going to want to attract someone to your team that you're not going to want to work with, because that's really a lot of the fun of this is working with, you know, fun people who are positive and uplifting and have the same passions and goals and visions as you do. So I know I'm throwing like a hodgepodge of stuff out at you. I promise that it all has a theme in my mind, so I'm hoping you guys are picking up on it too. But basically, like I said, the whole theme of this is be you. Set yourself apart in this crowded space that we live in. You know, I think that we're living in a great time. That's really cool that we have these opportunities to be part of MLMs and to be a part of like a network like this. I know there are so many things out there, but also when you're looking at, this is the other thing I want you to do. When you log onto your Facebook and you see, or Instagram or whatever social media is your thing, and you see other people that maybe okay, let's say they are Beachbody coaches, or that are Rodan and Fields reps, or that are It Works people. Think about what you like about what they're doing and what you don't like about what they're doing, and kind of keep a running list. You know, maybe it's, like I said, their colors, or maybe it's their content, or it's the voice and what they're saying. You know, are they kind of like yelling at you? Or are they, you know, like, what's their message? Is it working or is it not working? And just kind of keep note of that, if that makes sense. Whether it's that you need to write it down or that you just kind of keep it in the back of your mind. Are they consistent in their message? So, you know, one of the things that I really love about Beachbody is the consistency in our mission and in our message. You know, Beachbody, very simply, is like, if you think of it like a trifecta, it's nutrition, exercise, and accountability. That's our shtick. And we keep growing and evolving. And the reason that the company continues to grow and change and be successful is because they expand always based on what's the demand, but within that niche of that trifecta, like, that's our thing. And we're really good at it. You know, we're really good as coaches at giving support. Beachbody is got the best of the best in creating workouts and the best of the best in creating nutrition and performance products. And we don't go outside of that. There is a skincare line, but to be honest, it's just kind of like that, like, stepchild that really no one talks about. But like, I see other companies that are out there that, and I don't want to name any names, but you guys know what's going on out in, you know, this crowded area of multi-level marketing, that are doing, like, it just seems gimmicky. Like, there's so many things going on, and they're posting about like weight loss, and then they're posting about like grow your hair long, and then they're posting about like, you know, bags under your eyes, and then they're posting about this, and they're posting about that. And I'm like pick one, you know, pick your thing, like whatever it is, and find what works for you. Like, you know, so hopefully that makes sense to you guys too. But that's my thing. Like, I like to just be consistent. I like to be genuine. I like to be transparent. I like to be real. And that's what works for me. And hopefully you guys find it that it also works for you. So have fun with this. Like if that's the one thing I want you to get out of this is just have fun with it. Like the only way you're going to fail at being a coach is by giving up and not being consistent. If you are consistent and you keep it fun and you keep it real, like you're going to have fun. And well, that didn't make sense. That sounded basic. Like you're going to have like so much fun. It's going to be like fun. And like, you'll have fun. Fun. No, but seriously, just do your thing. Do you, be you. Don't be me. Don't be Melanie. Don't be whoever. Don't be Bonnie. Just be you and use this amazing resource that we have with this amazing company, and you'll be good. So that's my message. I'm going to open it up to you guys. Hopefully someone has something to say, so I'm not like a big loser talking to myself. So if you do, you can unmute yourself or just wave your hand and I'll unmute you if you don't know how.
I just can't believe how big your boobs are.
These ones?
the knees.
Oh my
No, that was great. That was actually really great. And this is my, obviously, well, I guess most of you probably know this is my first team call. And I feel really good. I'm actually really excited. I've gotten I was really nervous, as you know, Chrysanthi, with all the texts and all the nervous comments that I've made to you. Over the past few days, I kind of just like, had this, I don't know, like a light shine on me. And I realized that, like you told me, just have fun. And that's basically like where I'm at right now. And I don't think I know all the terminology and everything that I need to know, but I think that I'm going to get there. And I mean, there's just absolutely no denying the spark that comes out of you, and which I think is pretty much contagious, and it's kind of like lit me a little bit. So I hope everybody kind of feels that way, because it's definitely enough to get me motivated for sure. I'm super excited about it.
Awesome. I'm excited too. Cool.
And everybody's going to see my dog biting my face in the video before. Did you see that? And my son came over, like, take me to bed. I'm like, all right, I got to get through this.
Do you see has anyone seen what I'm doing this whole time?
No, I missed it. What are you doing?
I'm making a penguin out of a box. See the box? So, multitasking.
Why?
Joey's first birthday is on Saturday, and it's a surfing penguin theme, and we're going to have beanbags that are fish, and we're going to do beanbag toss into the mouth.
Oh, that's
we got to feed the penguin. Wait, we got the beak. Can you see it?
That's so
I'm going to spray paint it. Sorry. So don't worry about your kids.
See, but this is what's sad, is that like my poor daughter, like Grayson's birthday party, and I'm not like detail oriented at all, and I suck at planning parties or anything. So for Grayson's, it was like a golf theme, just because Ryan loves to golf, and it turns out that Grayson does too. But for his first birthday, we did a golf theme, and I had like tags for the food and this and that. I had like this cute little dinner, and I had all his pictures printed out, and a golf cake. For Emmy, I'm like, I didn't even send invitations. I'm like texting people like, Saturday at 2, like, what's her theme? She's wearing pink. Like, oh my God, you're making a freaking penguin.
I was told.
I mean, anytime you want help with that was my other. But if I wasn't going to be a Beachbody coach, I was going to be a party planner. But that required weekend work, which I don't really want to do.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it.
I was told I had to go all out, and I was like, I don't want to. I just want to barbecue. And they're like, he only turns one once. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, okay, let's do this. So
surfing penguin rocks. I love it.
Cardboard box penguin right now. My living room is a disaster. It's supposed to rain. We invited 70 people, and I'm in a little cape, and
gosh, we had a really big birthday party for my son for his first birthday party. It's so big. My husband was like, so we don't have to have a party for a second birthday, right? And I'm like, no, we have to celebrate every birthday.
No,
you're done.
I'm done until 8th grade graduation here. We'll do small like friends with other baby parties.
Well, I think that's what he wants to do too for the second.
Yeah,
but we'll see about that. I like planning parties, so.
Yeah.
I start planning in December for a September birthday, and I have to start saving my money too because I have a party addiction. I'll post pics. You'll see.
Don't worry, you'll build your business so fast you'll be bringing in extra money and ordering sandwiches from the best sandwich shop around. That's what I did. I'm like,
Nice. All right. Well, party planning. I guess that's where we're going with this. So
I have a quick question, actually, something that I wanted to ask. So I noticed that sometimes, like, to bring people on, like when you're, inviting customers and things like that, you're like give away different things, like as incentives to get them to join. One of the things that I always see on everybody's posts are like the little Shakeology cups or, the mixers or whatever. And I don't know why I just assumed I was going to get one with my package. So I went online and I Googled it and I saw that like you can get them on eBay. So do you think that would be like a good, no, you're shaking your head. What? No.
the shaker cups?
Yeah.
You can get them on the Beachbody site. Get them on there.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
I don't know why that didn't pop up when I went on, but
yeah, so
I'm still navigating my way around that.
Okay, so if you go into the shop, they sell a 6-pack of them for like $9.
Oh, okay. All right. So would you recommend doing something like that as like an incentive to give to people when you sign them up? I mean, because they're kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, you could totally do that. I mean, there's a ton of things you could do. Like you could do a Shakeology cup. I also, and I talked about this with Kim a few weeks ago, like when I think about giveaway prizes, and I don't do them too often just because I stink at sending things out in the mail. So I try not to disappoint people. But what you want to do is you want to think about like, so let's say you're doing a free group, and that's like a whole other call, but let's say you're doing a free group. So you're going to do, a prize and you're going to give someone something. So you want to think, okay, if they're not already my customer, I'm going to give them a packet of Shakeology as a prize because then they're going to try it and love it and want to buy it. So if they are signing up for a challenge group, you could give them a Shakeology cup. The other thing you could do if you go onto the Beachbody site and you order the performance line, Energize is the pre-workout formula, and then there's Hydrate, which is like you drink it during your workout. You can get those in packets, and I think a packet of 10 Energize packs is like $12, and Hydrate is like $9. So you could order like a box of each of those and send people like a packet of Energize and a packet of Hydrate as their prize, because it's not going to cost you a lot of money. It's not going to cost a lot to ship it, and they're going to try it, and it's another product that they're going to love. So you want to think about that too, like how can you, like what can you introduce them to?
Right. That makes sense. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I mean, like a Shakeology cup is a great prize. Like I think people would love it. The thing is, like, it's kind of a pain to ship, in my opinion. And like, yeah, they can use it in public and be drinking out of the Shakeology cup and be like, oh yeah, like Jenna Pelusi is my coach. You should friend request her. But you'd probably get more bang for your buck if you were like, hey, here's your, you're going to sign up. I'm going to give you this sample of Energize to try as a thank you for, being my customer. You're going to drink it 15 minutes before your workout, and it's going to help you push harder, and you're going to love it. And then they're going to be like, holy crap, I'm hooked. This stuff is delicious. And I could do power jumps for, like it was nothing. So you just kind of want to, like, that's just a little trick that I kind of keep in mind.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And I'm surprised your package didn't come with a cup.
I know, isn't that weird?
Some of them do. Some of the programs do. Some of them don't. I don't know.
Yeah, mine didn't. I was very heartbroken about it because I really wanted a cup.
I know. I saw you drinking out of a thing too, and I was like, she didn't get a Shakeology cup either.
I would just say
maybe I'll just use a wine glass. Maybe I'll turn people on to something new.
Yes. Oh, I've done
that too.
I have done those posts. Shakeology wine glass. I have done that for sure.
One of the things that I've been giving people too, I don't know if you guys have Michael's, obviously, over on the East Coast. They have like little menu planning books that are for meal planning that are only $4. They're not like Beachbody related, but I think this is a really good something to give somebody who, like, if you like push to the end of the month and you're going to give somebody like a thank you prize for getting their order in, because then they can use this to like meal plan in. So that's something I've used, and it's cheap. And they're easy to send because they're flat. So they have fitness and nutrition journals at Michael's.
That was actually what my question was going to be, if it wasn't Beachbody related, if it was like a planner I made somebody, would that be okay?
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah. What, and that's,
Would that answer my
yeah. And like I said, think about your customer base too, and what you think would motivate them. Like and again, like you want to think about what's going to be easy for you to ship, and also whatever's related to what you're doing. I mean, like I said, I like to do the products just because it gets them hooked on another product, but you can do like, what's great for this stuff is Target Dollar Stop or Dollar Stop. Like I was just in there today and they had like sticky notes that were really cute, or like little journaling sets that were really cute. Like they have koozies that like kind of goes against whatever, but those are cute.
Bye guys, I gotta go. It was nice chatting with you.
Bye, Shelby.
Bye.
Yeah, so I mean there's a ton, like there's no wrong answer. Do whatever you think is going to motivate people.
Okay.
You could do like a $5 Starbucks gift card if you feel like that would be motivational. Like whatever.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And you know what? Just because someone else may have this question, guys, Megan asked me earlier what my thoughts were on samples, like giving people samples if they ask for them. So what I have found in the past is if someone wants a sample, I will tell them that they can either buy it from me. Like sometimes I'll order a box of packets to sell off as samples, and I'll sell them. Usually if I'm sending one at a time, it's like $6 a sample because it covers the cost of it plus the shipping. Or I tell them they can sign up. I'll give them the link to be one of my customers, and they can purchase a sample pack on the Beachbody site. And the reason I do that versus just giving people samples is because if you give them to them, it's coming out of your pocket. And a lot of times if you give people a sample and they're not paying for it, they don't really see the value in it as much as if they had paid for it, which I know sounds kind of silly because you would think, oh, well, it's free, like they should value it. But it's just not the way people's brains work. Like if someone pays for something, they feel that it's more valuable. So $5 really isn't too much anyway. And you can just say to them like, here's, I do have samples on me. They're $5, or you can go on the site. And it's cool too, because on the Beachbody site, there's now a 7-day sample pack, which has every single flavor. So that's a good deal. I mean, it's good for them because then they get to try every single one before they buy any. So
I was watching a couple of looking at a couple of posts earlier about Shakeology, and when mine came today, I opened it up. I wasn't going to tell you that because I have a little picture I'm going to post tomorrow. I just got it, but anyway, I have packets. Is that normal, or is it supposed? Because I read about scoops, like half a scoop or things like that, but mine came all in packets.
You must have ordered. You can choose. So it'll give you the option to either choose a 30-day bag or the 24 serving packets.
Okay.
So is it because you chose the variety pack?
I guess so. I don't know. I was all excited and just clicked and just
Yeah.
But I got chocolate, vanilla, and the cafe latte, and they're packets. But I think, I don't know, I guess I'm one of those people, if I read the back of a prescription bottle and it tells you the side effects, I'm afraid I'm going to get the side effects. So I'm nervous now that I'm going to have some of this nausea or whatever. So I'm thinking when I started tomorrow, I may just do half a pack just to see how it is. I do have a sensitive stomach. So, but yeah, okay. So that's fine. I don't care either way. I just wanted to know if I did something wrong again.
No, you're good. That's a good idea though, to try a half a scoop. And also that's something to to talk to your customers about. Feel like they may, if they share with you that they have sometimes their stomachs are sensitive, to have them do a half a scoop. I never had a reaction to it. It never really affected me at all. So I've always literally got it in the mail and was like, oh my God, I need to try this. And I was always fine. I do find that the vegan is a little bit easier on my stomach. But otherwise I'm okay.
Yeah.
So that's always an option too. But it's good that you have that variety pack, because then you'll be able to try and see what your favorite flavors are. And then too, the good thing is, like I said, you'll have those packets so that if you wanted to, you could sell some as samples.
Yeah.
So, good. And then if you want to you know, a few weeks in, if you're like, oh God, I hate vanilla, because I don't like vanilla. But if you're like, I hate vanilla, I don't want this. I want to, you know, next month I only want to get the chocolate because I really like that, or I want to try strawberry or whatever. You just log on to your account and you can change it. So.
Cool.
All right. All right, guys. Any other questions? Any questions about what we talked about as far as like not being basic and being yourself and all that good stuff? Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. All right, cool. So if you guys are good, I'm good, and I will see you on the team page. And if you have any questions, you can just ask them in there. I'll post this recording tomorrow, and then I will see you again next Wednesday night.
All right.
All right, guys. Have a good
Yeah.
night. Happy penguin making.
You know, we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna like spray. I'm gonna ruin the backyard somehow.
You know what? Just keep it in one piece because Emmy's party is the following Saturday, so I'll just have my mom pick it up on her way.
Perfect. You can have a penguin at your party.
Yes. That's great. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.